I mean, we have to know our history, otherwise, how that saying goes. So I'm glad that you were able to take your family there and have that experience because, like what you shared, it was, quite memorable. So,
Yeah, I think it's memorable.
hmm
One for the, like you say, one for the age, one for the ages.
definitely.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So this last one that we want to share actually kind of rolled into the top of April, but it went right along with the theme of international, incredible women's stories who we wanted to uplift and share. And we talked about women in sports on episode 151 with Gladys Mahochi, who was phenomenal. Let's get into this clip and we will kind of talk about that particular episode. Let's see what we got here. And if you guys have not already, please like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you. And let's check this one out.
The highest paid athlete, female athlete, and she should get at least 1 million, but she has to play two leagues, the Russian
Yes.
league and then the WNBA. That's how she made up to 1 million. Now you're talking about one person who's a person like Angel Reese who's playing in
Yes, yeah.
the. She hasn't even gone professional yet, and she's making 1.75. That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. So you find that's another conversation that needs to be had, because like the women, they have to go to play pro and combine their salaries to be able to, I don't want to say make it, but at least to be able to make a good, decent amount of money.
Right. And a
Yeah.
lot of them go international too, so that they can have better opportunities um, for earning as well, right?
Right, right. Sorry, I didn't mean professional. I meant professional overseas. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, and Gladys also wanted to follow up with that.
Oh, but you know what? I thought that was you talking. So no, but that was a good point. What do you share on this one, Sambaza?
Oh yeah, that was great because here we are in this age in 2024, and we are actually not for the salaries, like 1.75, even still 1.75. That's like a 10-day deal for one of those, like it's a 10-day contract for a regular NBA player. Now I know that
Right.
it has to do with advertising and how much is invested on the sport. However, there could be some level of parity, but it's
Yeah.
telling that now there's something that's working in the midst, that is making sure that women are coming up in terms of the money aspect. Now, like she said, 1.75. What's your need to go rush to the NBA, to the WNBA? You can stay for a while, play the game, develop the game, become much better. So by the time you leave, the quality of the game becomes, you becomes much better than what you would have had. And then coaches keep the players for longer.
Mm.
Uh, Like, can you imagine if Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were known from the time they became rookies, and they
Mm-hmm.
played all the 4 years, like they were going back to back at each other. That would have created more and more hype for the game of basketball for the women. Even though it's hyped up, I think they had 18.7 million
Oh
viewership,
wow.
right, on one of the games, one of the title games. So that is in itself telling about the status of the game. So actually the final had 18.7 million views. So that's telling that people are wanting to watch. If it was for her, yes, but there is some conversation being had with regard to it. And then we also talked about the women who also work in the industry, in the newsroom.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was part of it. Or
Right.
yeah, do you have the clip, or we're gonna?
I don't know if I have that one. Let me see which one I have.
Yeah, I didn't want to jump ahead.
NIL.
Oh, as you're looking for it, also I want viewers to remember that the reason why Gladys is also mentioned in this case, she was mentioned amongst some Kenyan players because they were a group of Kenyan players who actually came to the US to play basketball, and they opened up doors for other players to start playing the game of basketball. Hopefully, this might be a start to me personally trying to get a hold of some of them and getting to know their side of the story, because it has not been told yet. I haven't heard that story being told. Well, it's probably told in clips and bits and pieces, or in you know street conversations or backyard barbecue conversations. But they were a particular group that actually paved the way and made women basketball to be known in Kenya. Any luck on that, Chin? I can hear.
Okay, sorry about that. So let me show you guys this one. So I'm not sure which one this one is, but
We'll
it's
take
one of the
any.
ones. Huh?
We'll take any.
Okay. Okay, let's go. So let's see.
They're gonna have to go listen to and watch the stream.
Yes, please. That'd be great.
Yeah, don't
Fantastic.
forget to subscribe too. Subscribe and like, share some comments, tell us what we can do on this.
Um, oh no, here's the one. Okay, here we go.
Mhm. There's still challenges um, coming up in the studios based on what you see, because I know we're not in the studios, we don't have anyone in there, but from what you see, do you think there's a better representation, and do you think that they still have some challenges when they are presenting? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so when it comes to, when I look at presenters, first of all, when you talk about the women in sports, you'll always have where you have to promote gender equality, because that's prevalent everywhere in all the jobs, in all the professions. So that in itself, we know that chances are, as they go in there, chances are they're not being paid the same as the men. Women always end up earning less.
Mm.
So that's one thing. You find that they may have the time.
Okay, and then let me see if I can go right into the other one that I. Or this isn't the other one. Let me see which one this is.
Was the highest
Oh, we
paid
did that one.
athlete, female athlete,
Good.
and she should get at least 1 million, but she has to play two leagues, the
Yes,
Russian league and then the WNBA. That's how she made up to 1 million. Now you're talking about one person who's a person like Angel Reese, who's playing in
yeah,
the. She hasn't even gone professional yet, and she's making 1.75. That's pretty good.
yeah, yeah. So you find that's another conversation that needs to be had, because like the women, they have to go to play pro and combine their salaries to be able to, I don't want to say make it, but at least to be able to make a good, decent amount of money.
Right. And a
Yeah.
lot of them go international too, so that they can have better opportunities um, for earning as well, right?
Right, right. Sorry, I didn't mean profession. I meant
Okay, so yeah, those were ones from the episode with Miss Gladys Mahochi. We had a really great conversation about women in sports, like we talked about the NIL piece. Angel Reese, Angel Reese, is that? Okay, yes, and then how things were different from like when she was playing, and really if more than a few years ago to now. Who would have ever thought that college on the college level that they would be compensated that way? Because I had always thought it was unfair for years, especially like when I was in school. The players, their faces are on t-shirts and cups, but they don't, and they're literally trying to hustle up a meal in the dining hall. You know what I mean? Like, can I get a swipe on your card?
Yeah, that was with the NIL. That's what she was talking about, the NIL.
Yeah, for sure. So times have changed for sure, but like we still have a long way to go for equality with women. Um, Yes.
That is true, but we're getting there. It starts like a step. I don't know. We never mentioned about tennis as well. I think there was a fight with the Williams sisters regarding their pay, and I
Mhm.
forget the other lady. She was one of the, well, I think she won the Wimbledon, but she's always there. You'll see her. Um, I think by last year, the pay had increased. It was not like it was before. So there was some gap. The gap had been reduced.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. So that was a good episode, and that took us into April where we are now. We do have some good things planned for you all. And guess we'll keep that under wraps for now as we start, finishing touches on the content. But yeah, we will. The plan is to bring you some more content to acknowledge. What did I want to cover? So, well, I guess we can talk about the subject matters just for what's on the horizon. We did want to acknowledge Autism Awareness Month, so there is some plans to discuss that in a capacity. A Black counselor who is a male. So, a counselor from the male perspective, we have that as Mental Health Awareness Month is approaching us in May. So these are just some of the things. Earth Month is this month too, so we may do that and talk about sustainability. Um, Part of, or a side hustle that I have is being a reseller, and a big part of the purpose behind being a reseller is the sustainability piece, and it's really good for the planet and such. I kind of want to share a bit on that. So we just have a lot of different things as far as what's coming up next, and then some additional conversations with some creators. We'd love to do that.
I'm glad you talked about the clothes, and I'm happy that you are focusing on the earth clothes. Trying to create sustainable clothing, because they talk about Shein. I read an article about the Shein where they make these clothes so many
Mhm,
so fast
mhm,
and so cheap
mhm.
that even after they make the profit, then there's an issue of fine. It's out of the hype. Uh, well, it's out of fashion at that time, and they
Mhm.
have to get rid of it. And when they do get rid of it, it's a lot of clothes that
Oh
has
my
gotten rid.
God.
So being earthly conscious is great, and since Earth Day is approaching, I think, yeah, that's a good way of talking about some of these industries.
Yes, and I thought you were going to share additionally, but they literally take all of the clothes and just dump it. I one of the my platforms is a site called Whatnot, and so you actually like live stream there. One of the Whatnot sellers went live from where they dump it, and she actually like showed the video of it, and it's just crazy. And she said she went and tried to grab as much as she could, and she actually like broke out in tears about it because I guess it is kind of, or it is, shocking that they just do this type of waste in this manner, and it, is pretty. It's not good for the planet. It's not good for the environment at all. So yeah, these things go on, and so put it in someone else's hands, is a sustainable practice as well as many other things. And I would love to share some of the other ways that you can be sustainable, that you may not be aware as well. So I think that would be a good uh, thing we could talk about.
So I have a question before we break out. Out of all these topics, which one stood out for
Yeah.
you in
Hmm.
terms? And I'm not saying that it was the best.
Hmm.
Which one just came out and you were like, okay, I got in as a podcaster and I love the show.
I would say maybe our first one about the health matters. I'm coming off of losing my mom and a lot of health challenges that she went through, and just having that conversation where something as simple as diet, exercise, and just making simple changes could have changed someone's health had they put that in place maybe 10, 15 years earlier, and looking at my own health path of where I want to be on the horizon, because I'm not in a good way, and I definitely am trying to work on that. But we talked about those things and having those conversations with doctors, and I got to share with Tiffany B, who was a health professional, and understood having those talking to doctors can be difficult and intimidating even. And yeah, so that one kind of touched me from what I've recently experienced, perhaps.
Okay. And I have another question regarding the format that we did, the people that we brought on. We started with the health, stigmatizing, went to mental health. First of all, it was your health, basic health. Then we looked at mental health. Then we looked at diet and exercise. Then we also looked at activism, because remember, all these three parts that we started off had some activism in it, because
For sure.
there was some form of losing, and then you try to make up for what you lost. So you're fighting for your rights as a woman. So we had those three, and then finally we talked about sports, which actually integrated everything. What do you feel about that? How did you feel it came out?
Yeah, I mean, and really, like, it wasn't the design and plan. It just kind of happened that way organically, which really it makes it even more cool. And something to stand back and really be proud of. I'm proud of what we completed here, because it did come together organically, and it really intentionally, and really coming from a place of wanting to share information with our community. And that was really true. Like, well, I want to talk about this. This is something that's really impacting us. I just lost my mom. She dealt with all these health issues. Who can we, and like, it literally happened organically like that. So I just feel like, and then all of the engaging comments that we got from people, whether they were in the circle or not, they still reached out, and they didn't have to. So I'm proud of it, and I think it worked out well. Sometimes, and
Yes,
like I said, I was kind of coming out of a funk, and this brainstorming kind of putting our heads together just kind of worked. So I appreciate you being game for this and participating.
I think I can say we did a good job with this one,
Mhm.
Women's Month. Considering that we started off with the Black History Month, which we just kind of put together like a challenge. I think this one was more formatted, and I like the format. And here we are doing a wrap-up show of 4 episodes worth of a lot of content that
Mhm.
I'm sure our listeners, viewers will enjoy as they go back and forth trying to figure out where they may have missed out on from these clips, and watch the rest of the show. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because you're going to be missing out when the shows come out. You need to get that notification.
For sure. And thanks for the reminder. Please like and subscribe. Certainly you can send feedback, and the socials are there. Sambaza's very active on his socials, and you may want to go live with Sambaza one day, send him a note. And also, we talked about he is slated to be an ambassador at the 2024 Afros Audio. Hey, you may just want to buy Sambaza a coffee for when he's in the airport, or help buy him dinner, for him and a couple of creator friends. Hey, podcasters have need
I'll take it.
resources.
I'll
So
take it.
yeah, we appreciate that. This is definitely something that, we take out of, spare time, away from our families and, careers, and, make this happen because we enjoy it. But, resources definitely are always welcome. And, we try not, we don't want to put anybody out by that, but, we certainly would, welcome anyone who would like to share in support. He is, and I'm actually trying to make that trip myself at the Afros Audio Podcast Festival in 2024 in Baltimore. And so maybe you want to, support a podcaster in a way. So let us know, and we can let you know how you can make that happen.
All right, cool.
For sure. I know I get I'm laughing about that because it's not something that we we
Well, we're
you
gonna
know
make it. We're gonna be there. We're gonna make it.
for sure, definitely. Yeah, looking forward to that. That'll be excellent. So we have talked about these great episodes, which actually there was at five, right? Yeah, five. So 147, 148, 149, 150, and 151. Where we talked about everything from health, internal, mental health, diet and exercise, activism, sports, so many different things. This is a part of the culture. And we definitely want to amplify these voices because they're important for sure. So about we can looking at the time. Anything else to share?
No, I'd like to say it was great hanging out today, and looking forward to more.
Oh, we have comments.
Oh yeah, the comments. Tiffany B says the shows were very informative, and I really enjoyed viewing. Thank you, Miss Tiffany B.
Oh, wonderful. We appreciate that for sure. And again, we will have the notes of all of our guests, links and such in the show notes. So give us, some time, and our audio episode will be up. And shout out to Miss Demita, hello, interesting,
Right.
who gave us a wave there. Shout out to her. We appreciate you tuning in and checking us out. Catch the replays for all the other episodes. And let's see what else. Anything else, Sambaza?
Uh, it's good night from me.
All right. Okay, so yeah, check us out again, guys. We'll be planning to be on again next Wednesday, and the Wednesday after that have some great guests um coming up, but more on that later.
All right.
Anything else, Sambaza?
No, I'm good. Thank you so
Okay.
much. And guys, good night.
Okay. All right. See you guys next time and take care.